Chronic stress, heart failure, and the mind-body connection. Hi, my name is Christiana, and today we are diving into a discussion about heart health. I work as an occupational therapist in an outpatient hand therapy setting. I work mainly in sports rehabilitation, so I work with a lot of really active, healthy people that just so happen to get injured during their busy lifestyles. In this sense, I don't see a lot of negative biological factors at play or any severely harmful lifestyle factors, but the things I do see include workaholics, stressed out, overcommitted, and overscheduled teens, and a bunch of normal women trying to be supermoms while now juggling an injury. These seemingly healthy, active people don't realize is how much their chronic stress can affect not only the process of their injury healing, but also their overall heart health and longevity. In the reading, Sapolsky discusses the way that our cardiovascular system works, specifically regarding our autonomic nervous system and the balancing act of our sympathetic versus parasympathetic systems. Our sympathetic nervous system kicks in when we get stressed out. It increases our heart rate, blood pressure, and causes our heart to work harder. The purpose of this is to be able to perform at max capacity in those fight or flight moments. The problem is, when we are chronically stressed, even if the stress is about school or work or something that has nothing to do with us needing extra muscle output, our body still responds in the same way. This can lead to chronically high blood pressure, an enlarged heart that works way harder than it needs to, and damage to arteries where dangerous plaques can build up. In recent years, it has been shown that the amount of damage to your arteries is a much better predictor of negative heart health than, let's say, high cholesterol or a high-fat diet. Stress and its effect on our bodies, however, can be compounded by biological factors such as diabetes, high cholesterol, family history, or lifestyle factors such as tobacco use, obesity, and inactivity. There's data to show that these factors can decrease our vagal function, which is the means by which our parasympathetic system functions and our body mediates the effects of stress. Our parasympathetic system is what kicks in when our stressful event is over and our system is brought back to homeostasis. The problem is, with chronic stress, we don't get the chance to engage our parasympathetic system very often, and it becomes underutilized. This underuse can make it more difficult to kick into our parasympathetic system when we finally get a chance to. Sapolsky explains it in this way. If you are turning on the sympathetic nervous system all the time, you're chronically shutting off the parasympathetic, and this makes it harder to slow things down even during those rare moments when you're not feeling stressed about something. This concept shows a true mind-body connection, where our stress, even when it is purely mental or psychological stress, can affect our physical bodies in such drastic and direct ways. In the article by Imani, he gave an example of the extreme effect our mental health can have on our heart by discussing Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, also known as broken heart syndrome. This is brought on by extreme emotional situations and can lead to heart failure due to an influx of stress and an increase in sympathetic activity that some people's hearts just can't handle. Broken heart syndrome reminded me of a recent event we all saw in the media last month. A well-known actress, Carrie Fisher, passed away unexpectedly. Her mother was so filled with grief that her body couldn't handle it, and she passed away the very next day. Now, we know that when people die from grief or heartbreak, many times it can be traced back to physical complications stemming from the influx of emotional stress on our bodies. So now that we have figured out how harmful stress, especially chronic stress, can be to us, what do we do about it? The articles this week touched on how important it is to practice tapping into our parasympathetic system on a regular basis. Imani discussed a few proven ways to tap into our rest and digest system. These include biofeedback, relaxation therapies, and meditation. These practices have been proven to alter, at least acutely, if not chronically, our system's mind-body interactions and can lead us back into homeostasis and a relaxed state. Now that we have covered stress and the mind-body connection, let's jump into some discussion questions. How do you physically feel when you're stressed? List off the physical effects that your body experiences when your mind is not at ease. Second, what activities do you partake in to relax and relieve your stress? These can be either healthy or unhealthy activities. Lastly, how can we, as a society, better manage the problem of chronic stress? Take a few minutes to discuss. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.